Well, good morning, good afternoon, good evening, wherever you may be in the world today. Giving honor and praise to God for waking us up this morning in our right mind, able body, to go out here and do what we do on a regular basis. Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. I am Tia Rogers, the Take Care of Your Health, Save and Invest, and Grow Your Money Business Mentor. We are here gathered today. Happy Tuesday to everyone. Hope that you're making it through the week. Welcome to our From the Womb to the Tomb, Tammy's podcast. On yesterday, we went over a little bit. We were talking about that math equation, right? The math equation of -0. Let me see, do I have it up here? Let's see. Can you guys see that? Can you see it? We had the math equation. -0 equals 1 plus 5 plus the square root of 5 divided by 2. And we came up with an approximate answer of it equivalating to 1.6181, right? So I just wanted to break it down a little bit more in case I did not break it down clearly enough. How this equation, we can kind of look at this equation and how it metaphorically can be interpreted for and relates to living the life of your dreams, right? So if we look at it, -0 could symbolize getting rid of negative influences or thoughts in your life. The 1 can represent starting with a positive mindset and a belief in yourself. The square root of 5 can signify the unknown challenges or opportunities that may arise on your journey. And when you divide that by 2, it can symbolize the idea that you don't have to tackle everything at once, but you can take small steps towards your goals. So in the context of living the life of your dreams, the equation could mean that by removing negativity, starting with a positive mindset, embracing challenges and opportunities, and taking incremental steps, you can move closer to realizing your dreams. It emphasizes the importance of a positive attitude and continuous progress. Remember that living the life of your dreams is a journey, and sometimes equations like this one can serve as a reminder that with the right mindset and approach, you can make progress towards your goals and aspirations. If you have any more questions or if there's anything else you'd like to explore, feel free to ask us. So, hold on one moment. Let me do this. Hold on. Hold on, okay. Okay, so we've gone over the equation. It's a busy day. Phone ringing, postman at the door. It's Christmas. Right, that's all I can say is Christmas. Okay, so we broke down the equation, right? And how it can apply to our lives and what each number, which each number of the equation could possibly represent in our lives, right? Um, another part of equations in life, when, like I tell you, uh, getting to know yourself, getting to the core of who you are, and what makes you kind of tick. So if I can, I want to share a little bit with you for this session. I want to share with you an advanced insight profile, right? Which is called the DISC examination. I believe I took it twice. Now that I'm going through this again, this is like my second time taking it. However, I don't have the first one to compare to this one, so we're going to kind of go over some of the attributes. Is it the index advanced insight profile combines the best of three world-class profiles authored by the founder and CEO of Intermix, J. Niblick. So the attribute index measures how you think and make decisions. The value index measures your motivational style and drives. And the DISC index measures your preferred behavioral style. Together, they create what, why, and how. So for example, what natural talents do you have? Why are you motivated to use them? And how do you prefer to use them? This level of self-awareness and discovery are the core to achieving peak performance in any role or endeavor to ensure that you properly align what you do best with how you do it and why. So in the test, there are natural and adaptive styles comparisons. So when you're talking about this, we're going to break it down. And the natural and adaptive styles comprehensions, I came out with I would say a high S and a high C. They're kind of like neck and neck, kind of like together. So, and a low, like mid I, very low D. So you would have to take the exam to kind of understand what I'm saying here. So I don't want to kind of confuse anyone. Maybe I can. Let's see. You want to see it? I can share it with you. I'm not embarrassed. This might help somebody else. So if it's going to help you, let's get into it. So let me move this thing here. Take this and we're going to turn this into full screen so that you guys can see. As I'm showing you, this is my summary. So I'm just going to share it with you so that you can kind of get an idea of how it goes. So this was my scoring after I've taken the test. It's like 77 pages to this test. So we're not going to go through all 77 pages. But just to let you know, I wanted to share a little bit with you as we're looking at life equation and how things can, different things and that motivate you, we're talking about morals, values, principles, your ethics, and how it applies to your life and how it contributes to the career that you choose or the life and lifestyle that you live. So as you see here, this is my scoring for the natural and adaptive styles. And I told you, see, these two I ranked pretty high. This one I kind of plateaued evenly, and this one is like kind of low. So for the natural styles, it says the natural style is how you behave when you are being most natural. It is your basic style and the one you adapt when you are being authentically and true to yourself. It is also the style that you revert to when under stress or pressure. So behaving in this style, however, reduces your stress and tension and is comforting. When authentic to the style, you will maximize your true potential more effectively. So the adaptive style means the adaptive style is how you behave when you feel you are being observed or how you behave when you are aware of your behavior. This style is less natural and less authentic for you or your true tendencies and preferences. When forced to adapt to this style for too long, you may become stressed and less effective. So we see what the outcome is. So let's go a little deeper and let's look at our executive summary. And you see that Now our chart looks a little different, right? So who am I aesthetically? Who am I economically? Who am I individualistically, politically, altruistically, regulatory, and theoretically? So here it says, at my average aesthetic says that you are able to appreciate the benefit for balance and harmony without losing sight of the practical side of things. I tend to agree with that. I kind of do. I like peace. I like kumbaya. I don't like a whole lot of fuss and fuss. I want to solve the problem. I want to get it, nip it in the bud so we can get it out the way. And so that's my average aesthetic. So where did I come in at? So it says I'm normal with that one. So I'm at 41 being normal. It gives you a kind of like a range here. So the average this is my economic where I came in at 52. I scored a 52 based off of the answers to the questions. And it says that you are able to perceive and create a balance between the need for economic return and other needs as well. So I'm pretty good. Like I said, I told you all the time, I love work with money. I can work with it. We'll figure it out, right? We'll figure out how to make it all kind of spread out and everybody gets a little bit, right? So that's what I scored there. So I came in at a 52 when it comes to economics. Now for high individualistic, let's see, it says that you have no problem standing up for your own rights and may impart this energy into others as well. Where did I score with that? That's about a 60. So I guess I'm a little bit above average. If 40 is normal, I guess I'm a little bit above. So that's about the average, I guess, with economics. So individualistic, that's where we were. Stay with me, guys. I know, right? I get lost myself. Now, when you're looking at the average political, it says that I am flexible and able to take or leave the power or clout that comes with the job title or assignment. That's true. Now, I'm not so much interested in the job title itself as I am connecting with the people that I service and understanding them and making them feel important and feel empowered in their life. So I guess that would be right. Let me see. My altruist, it says my high altruist, it says that I have a high desire to help others learn, grow, and develop. Did you say that I'm about right with that, right? That was right on the money. So for average, it says average regulatory. You are able to balance and understand the need to have structure and order, but not paralyzed with it. So I guess that's a good thing that I'm kind of flexible in that way, although I am a stickler for some things. So this test can kind of it's either going to pinpoint who you are as a person, or it's going to be a little off. But most times this test is pretty accurate and on point based off of how you answer the questions. To say highly theoretical. Now let me see if I can move this. Can I move it? Okay. So let's move this over here because that's in my way. Yeah. All right, so highly theoretical says that I have a high interest level in understanding all aspects of situation or subject. And I would say that would be pretty good. So I came up like 65% here, 40% here, 61% here, 38% there. So overall, from the time that we spent with each other, would you say that this test was pretty average? I mean, pretty accurate and pointing out my high areas or where I fall as far as an individual, the things that I like? I would say yes. It was pretty much on point. So then we have the insights profile, which is dimensionals and balance. Now, I'm not an expert at this test. I took the test and I'm working with my coach as we pour out the layers of each part, getting to the core of me, getting to who I am authentically as a person and how I show up. in the world, in the workplace, in my family, in my personal life. So as we're breaking it apart, I'm just sharing, I just thought it was a neat thing to go through, so I wanted to share it with you. So let's see how I scored for insights in dimensional balance. So we have here, we have empathy. We're looking at externally as well as internal. So externally, I, as for having empathy, I scored at like a 7.6. Practical thinking, a 4.0. Systems judgment, a 6.2 plus. So I gotta go back and find out about these negatives behind here. But externally, this is how I process. I'm assuming. So internally, this is how I view my self-esteem, my self-belief, the role and the awareness of my role, and self-direction. So you see, I don't score so high internally as I did externally with systems judgment and empathy when it comes to my self-esteem, self-belief, the roles that I play, and self-directing myself. That just goes to show, that just tells me that being in a new arena, not really understanding the role that I play in it, or as I'm understanding the role that I play in it, I'm not very confident in those areas. I will probably show up less and not full out. So internally, I'm processing some things. Externally, I'm pretty good. Like I always say, I present well. I just learned how to do it. So to this index, how do you prefer to use your talents based on your natural behavior style? So again, we're going back to the natural and adaptive styles and comprehension. And you see here, here's my scores. Again, they're pretty much the same as before, right? I think they are pretty much the same, yeah. So let's say it's going to give us some insights and say about this report. So this is my report. I'm sharing with you my confidential information because this is all about opening up. How can I help someone become better if I'm not even willing to share with you where my strengths and my weaknesses are? And as I am progressing this life, I've been on this growth journey most of my life for a large part of it, real big part of it after becoming a mother. It was real pertinent and important that I fill that role in the best way possible. So we're looking at the Advanced Insights Profile Introduction. We're just going to keep on going about this report. Research conducted by Intermec shows that the most successful people share the common trait of self-awareness. They recognize the situations that will make them successful, and this makes it easy for them to find ways to achieve objectives that fit their behavior style. They also understand their limitations and where they are not effective, and this helps them understand where not to go or how not to be as well. Those who understand their natural behavior preferences are far more likely to pursue the right opportunities in the right way at the right time and get the results they desire. So this report measures 4 dimensions of your behavioral style. They are decisive, which is your preference for problem solving and getting results. Interactive, your preference for interacting with others and showing emotion. Stability, your preference for pacing, persistence, and steadiness. And cautious, your preference for procedures, standards, and protocols. This report includes the elements of DISC, educational background behind the profile, the science, and the 4 dimensions of behavior. The DISC dimensions, a closer look at each of your 4 behavioral dimensions. Your style summary, a comprehension of your natural and adaptive behavioral styles. Your behavioral strengths, a detailed strength-based description of your overall behavioral style. Communication, tips on how you like to communicate and be communicated with. Ideal job climate, your ideal work environment. Effectiveness, insights into how you can be more effective by understanding your behavior. Behavior motivations, ways to ensure your environment is motivational. Continual improvement, areas where you are focused on improving. Training and learning style. Excuse me. Your preferred means of sharing and receiving systems. Relevant section, making the information real and pertinent to you. Success connection, connecting your style to your own life. So if you were to take this test, these are the areas that they're going to be testing you on, okay? So to help you better understand. Very good process to go through. Didn't really take that long. It took a little bit, but you got it all together. So see, so this index report is unique in the marketplace for a number of reasons. You just completed the first ever click and drag this instrument on the market. This was constructed in a precise manner to allow for ease of response, even in the midst of many difficult decisions. This intuitive interface allows you to focus on your answers, not the process. Also, unlike other DISC instruments, this instrument allows you to rank all 4 items instead. As a result, this instrument produces 0 waste in response. Some instruments ask you to choose 2 items out of 4 and leave 2 items blank. These instruments have a 50% waste of terms and do not provide for an inefficient response process. The DISC index instruments eliminates that response problem. Another unique aspect of this DISC index report is that we present the DISC aspects of your behavior, both as separate entities, as a dynamic combination of traits. This report presents the first time that each of the DISC elements are separated and developed as a pure entity of themselves. This can serve as an important learning tool as you explore the deeper aspects of DISC. Your unique pattern of DISC traits is developed through the context of this report. Additionally, the following 4 pages will be devoted to exploring your DISC sources as separate components within a unique combination of traits that you exhibit. A comment on contradictions. You may read some areas of this report that may contradict other texts. This is due to the fact that many of us show contradictory behaviors in the normal course of our daily operations. Each of us are at times talkative and other times more reflective, depending on how we are adapting our behavior. The expression of these contradictions is a demonstration of the sensitivity of this instrument to determine these subtle differences in our natural and adaptive styles. So when we look at this, we're looking at the 4 components of behavior, and you see they've got decisive, interactive, stabilizing, and caution. So where the problem is, so this is how I problem solve. This is how you tend to approach problems and make decisions. So you see there's some up at the high and then there's some at the low. So on the low part, see deliberate, agreeable, mild, conservative, inquisitive, responsible, right? At the high D, demanding, driving, forceful, daring, determined, and competitive. So this is where I rank at here. Interactive, when it comes to people, how you tend to interact with others and share opinions. A high I, the low I. So we'll start from the high and go to the low. So gracious, Yeah, gracious. I can't really pronounce that word, but gregar, gregarious, um, persuasive, inspiring, enthusiastic, sociable. And the lower ones are introspective, reserved, matter of fact, reflective, convincing, charming, poised. So stabilizing is pace, how you tend to pace things in your environment. So you have in the high S is patience, predictability, passive, complacent, stable, consistent. Lower S is spontaneous, chaotic, active, restless, ongoing, steady. These are the categories. So you see where I rank high and where I rank low, right? So procedures when it comes to cautious, your preference for establishing protocol standards. So in the high C area, cautious. I am cautious. Perfectionist. Yeah, I'm still working on the perfectionism because nothing in life is perfect. Systematic. I do like things to go in order. Careful, analytical, orderly. And on the lower part of the C of caution is challenging, careless, rebellious, independent, balanced, neat, right? So you have somewhere in here, you figure out which parts of them are actually you. And some of them are you, and whether on a high or low perspective, and you could be any of these at any given time, depending upon the situation. It depends, right? But we all have these attributes, right? So we can have these different behavior styles for our own selves. Now, this is how it all comes out when you talk about task and introverts, the extrovert, people, introvert, task. So I believe this is my D score, which is 21. A high I is the 50, I think that's 53 or 88 here. Not really sure how to break this equation down, but this is how this represents me right here. This is the four components of my behavior, of how it goes. So thank God I'm still kind of like within the center here, but it's this weird little shape there. It's not really like an octagon. I'm not really sure what it is, but it's an interesting test to take to see where you fall at, right? This is where I fall at. So it goes to show that we all, no matter what level we all could stand some improvement in our lives. So says your approach to a problem solving and obtaining results. So with the four components of behavior and looking at our higher D, because we're looking at the D, and this represents decisiveness. Your score on this scale represents below, shows your location on the D spectrum based on the pattern of your responses. A high score doesn't mean good, and a low score doesn't mean bad, as this is a spectrum or continuum of behavioral traits. For example, a higher D tends to solve new problems very quickly and assertively. They take an active and direct approach to obtaining results. The key here is new problems such as those that are unprecedented or haven't happened before. There may also be an element of risk-taking, the wrong approach, or developing an incorrect solution, but those with a high D score are willing to take those risks, even if they may be incorrect. Lower D tend to solve problems in a more deliberate, controlled, and organized manner. Again, the key here is new and unprecedented problems. The lower D style will solve routine problems very quickly because the outcomes are already known. But when the outcomes are unknown and the problem is uncertain, the lower D style will approach the new problem in a calculated and deliberate manner by thinking things through. very carefully before acting. So, wait a minute, here we go. My natural came in at 21. My adaptive came in at 35. So let's see what it says here. Your score shows a very low score on the D spectrum. The comments below highlight some of the traits specific to just your unique score, and your score will be unique towards you. You prefer to withdraw your decision until you have enough information. You are considered pretty modest in your approach with others and are open to deferring to stronger opinions when they exist. You can depend heavily on others to make decisions. You like taking a slower, more methodical approach to making decisions. When it comes to solving problems, you prefer to analyze the problem and evaluate potential solutions before jumping to conclusions. You appreciate and like standardized controls and policies to avoid surprises along the way. So let's take a look at the I here. So to give you some insight on I, the I in this represents interactive. Your score on the scale represents below shows your location on the I spectrum based on the pattern of your response. A high score doesn't mean good and a low score doesn't mean bad, as this is a spectrum of continuum of behavioral traits. For example, high I tend to meet new people in an ongoing, gracious, and socially assertive manner. The key here is new people whom one hasn't met before. Many other styles are talkative, but more so with people that they've known for some time. The higher I scores are talkative, interactive, and open, even with people whom they have just initially met. People scoring in this range may also be a bit impulsive, generally speaking. Those with a higher I score are generally talkative and outgoing. Now, on a lower I, it tend to meet new people in a more controlled, quiet, and reserved manner. Here's where the key word new people enters the equation. Those with lower I scores are talkative with their friends and close associates, but tend to be more reserved with people they've just recently met. They tend to place a premium on the control of emotions and approach new relationships with a more reflective approach than an emotional one. So you see here, I kind of broke even, right, on the natural and as well as adaptive. So let's read what it says. Your score shows a high average score on the I spectrum. The comments below highlight some of the traits specific to just your unique score. You tend to be generous with your time and helping others. You may sometimes promise a bit more than you can deliver because of your natural optimism. You prefer an environment with ample people contact. You appreciate an open door policy with both peers and supervisors. You can be an effective coach or counselor for others. You work best when you are able to interact with others. So that's the I portion. So let's look at the S. And remember, there's no right, there's no wrong, there's no good, there's no bad. This is just an assessment to give you an idea of where you fall at. And does it meet you? Does it not meet you? You would have to take the test to see, right? So hang around. If you would like to take the test, contact me. Let me know. I can put you in touch with Mr. Bobby Jackson. And he could take you through the process through his program, Still Wealth, right? So you just let me know. So we're going to go into this, your approach to the piece of the work environment. So the S in this represents stabilizing. Your score on in this scale represents below, shows your location on the S spectrum based on the pattern of your responses. A high score doesn't mean good and a low score doesn't mean bad, as this is a spectrum or continuum of behavioral traits. For example, the high S tend to prefer a more controlled, deliberative, and predictive environment. They place, they place a premium on security of a work situation and disciplined behavior. They also tend to show a sense of loyalty to a team or organization, and as a result, may have a greater longevity or tenure in a position than some other styles. They have an excellent listening style and are very patient coaches and teachers for others on their team. A low S. A low S tends to prefer a more flexible, dynamic, unstructured work environment. They value freedom of expression and the ability to change quickly from one activity to another. They tend to become bored with some routine that begins secure, that brings security. Yes, they become bored with some routine that brings security. To the higher S traits. As a result, they will seek opportunities and outlets for, for their high sense of urgency and high activity levels, as they have a preference for spontaneity. So you see here, I scored high in the natural, and the adaptive I scored low. So let's read what it says. Your score shows a very high score on the S spectrum. The comments below highlight some of the traits specific to just your unique score. You're always willing to help out in pressure situations, even if you don't really want to. Even in the midst of chaos or high tension, you are usually very cool, calm, and serene, or at least you are perceived as such on the outside. You like having a strong identification or connection with the group, organization, or mission. You prefer an environment that allows for lots of consistency, dependability, and structure. You possess an amazing ability to calm those people who are upset. You are an excellent team player. Okay, so now let's look at the C. So we know that C is this represents cautiousness. So your score on the scale of representation below shows your location on the C spectrum based on the pattern of your responses. A high score doesn't mean good and a low score doesn't mean bad, as this is a spectrum of continuum of behavioral traits. For example, a high C tends to adhere to rules, standards, procedures, and protocols set by those in authority whom they respect. They like things to be done the right way according to the operating manual. Rules are made to be followed. Is an appropriate model for those with high C scores. They have some of the highest quality control interests of any of the styles and frequently wish others would do the same. The lower C tend to operate more independently from the rules and standard operation procedures. They tend to be bottom line oriented. If they find an easier way to do something, they'll do it by developing a variety of strategies as the situation demands. To the lower C score, rules are only guidelines and may be bent or broken as necessary to obtain results. So it says your score shows a very high C on the C spectrum. The comments below highlights some of the traits specific to just your unique style. You expect high quality control and accuracy in all that you do or with anything you are involved with. You like things to be done in the right way according to standard operating procedures. When you present your argument, you do so logically, not emotionally. You are very systematic and like to analyze details to accomplish a process correctly. You like a work environment that is precise, structured, and orderly. You tend to approach new ideas and directions with skepticism and caution. So we have kind of worked our way through this part, right? So I share with you the outcome of where you could fall in at, and where it all leads you, right? So the last part we're going to leave off on, because I don't want to go too far, is the natural style pattern. So I guess we can come back to this, if this was helpful for someone, and or if you would like to have the opportunity to test yourself, to see where you fall, to see how if it is in correlation and aligns with who you are as a person, what it is that you represent, and who you're being right now in your life and in your workplace, right? So the natural style pattern says your natural style is the way you tend to behave when you aren't thinking about it. This is where you are most comfortable, natural. This is also the style you will revert back to when under stress or moving too quickly to be cautiously thinking about modifying your behavior. Finally, this is the style you should seek to be true to in your daily roles. Being natural will return better results with less effort and stress. The following statements are true to just your unique natural style. So it says that response pattern indicates that you have the ability to be a strong achiever in technical performance and expertise within the organization. You have the ability to self-manage much of your own organizational activity and workload. You place high expectations on yourself and others and are able to help coach others into a strong quality orientation. You have a large knowledge base and a continual appetite to learn more. You have the ability to focus on building your own skills and talents while also assisting others on the team and building their own skills. You have the ability to handle people with patience and demonstrate high technical competence in your area of expertise. You demonstrate a high degree of competence in your area of expertise. You persuade others by demonstrating personal competence and encouraging others with a sense of optimism. I would say that's pretty much me in a nutshell. I think so. And let's see. Now, what does it say about me in an adaptive style? I would love to know what you think about this test. What do you think about the outcome? And those of you that have been with me for a while, or you know me, do you think this test is accurate? Do you think it's kind of pinpointing who I am, how I move? Does it explain how I do some of the things that I do? I would say. So I just curious to see what everyone else would think. So this is a very good test to take because it gives you insight to who you are at the core. And it may explain why sometimes when you're butting your head or you come across an obstacle, how you process that and how you come up with the solution for it. So an adaptive style pattern, as you notice, that sometimes the natural state is higher than the adaptive style pattern. And sometimes they balance out. So mine was up and down, right? Mine was up and down. So my adaptive style pattern is a little lower than my natural style. So this is the style of behavior you adapt when you are conscious of your own behavior. When you feel you are being observed, or whenever you are trying to better fit a situation. This is not a natural style for you, but still one of your two styles nonetheless. In other words, it is the way you feel you should behave when thinking about it. The statements below are specific to your individual adaptive style. On complex assignments, will show the ability to handle both the people side and the detail side of a project with equal skill and confidence. Wants to be seen as one who has ability to take the seed of an idea and make it develop into a successful solution. When offering individual or team criticism, we'll usually do this in a positive and constructive manner so that no one loses self-esteem. wants to bring an appropriate balance between logic and emotion when communicating and motivating others on the team. Shows a special characteristic of being able to help others on the team to visualize the activities necessary to lead to success in a complex project or design. Tend to be considerate of others on the team and persuades in an assertive manner without being demanding. Because of attention of both people and quality control, has the ability to contribute to a pleasant and efficient work environment. Motivated to accomplish complex tasks by working enthusiastically with people. So that's the adaptive style. So what does it say? We'll finish it. We're going to wrap up here. It says, based on your behavior style, there are certain opportunities for becoming more effective by being aware of how you prefer and enjoy to behave. The items below may assist you in your personal development growth. By understanding these items, you may find explanations for why you may be stuck in some areas of your life and why other aspects give you no trouble at all. You could be more effective by increasing authority to delegate routine tasks and procedures, having reassurance that it's okay to take appropriate and calculated risks, a greater emphasis on tasks, organizational work, business, or profits, learning to say no more often to requests from others to prevent spreading yourself too thin, associating with friendly, active people. Complete explanations of the nature of a process or systems used. Work assignments of high precision and accuracy to capitalize on your high Okay, so I don't know what's going on here. Let me see. All right. So are we still here? Are we still recording? Let me look and see. Yes, I think we're still recording. It says something about my mic. But anyway, like I said, I just wanted to share this information with you because this is someone else's property. What is it called? It's their intellectual property. There may be some backlash from me sharing this with you. So I'm going to share this last part with you, and then we're going to be done with this. Like I said, if you are interested in taking a DISC test and learning your natural and adaptive behaviors, who you are in your life, in your company, in your business, and how you behave, this is a great resource for that. So it says, based on your behavior style, there are certain opportunities for becoming more effective. Being aware of how you prefer and enjoy to behave. The items below may assist you in your professional development growth. By understanding these items, you may find explanations for why you may be stuck in some areas of your life and why other aspects you have no trouble at all. You could be more effective by increased authority to delegate routine tasks and procedures, having reassurance that it's okay to take appropriate and calculated risks, a greater emphasis on task organization, work, business, or profits, learning to say no more often, requests from others to prevent spreading yourself too thin, associating with friendly and active people, complete explanations of the natural nature of processes or systems used, work assessments of high precision and accuracy to capitalize on your high detailed orientation, significant time for effective planning. Because your behavior style will cause you to be motivated by certain factors in your environment. Having these present may make you feel more motivated and productive. The following are things that you may want in your surroundings to feel optimally motivated. Want to work with a team of people with whom you can show your high trust level. an environment offering mobility around the office or around the country, a variety of activities involving people both on the job and off the job, a system of support to assist with details and follow through, procedures that can support quality initiatives and have the flexibility to be changed when necessary, information about suggested changes to be made and process that may have an impact, quality, task completed, the right way the first time, so the errors don't have to be corrected later. A democratic environment with a free exchange of ideas. Okay, and then it just breaks down more into the behavior. Let me see, let me go here. Let's come out of there. Great. So it tells you, again, based off of your answers, how you answer the questions, it's going to give you a feedback of basically who you are naturally and who you are when you're adapting in your environment, and what stimulates with it. Now, is this an accurate test? Many would say yes, because it does correlate. Now, is it pinpointing you fully? Only you know that. Only you know if this test is accurate in pinpointing your natural state as well as your adaptive state. And we all know that I'm much more better in my natural state than I am in an adaptive state. I don't like when it's, I don't know what it is. I don't like to adapt. I like to move freely. I'm better when I am flowing in my own way, versus moving in constrictions or underneath, how do you say it? Constrictions or like someone over top of me. I don't do very well in that, or like micromanaging. Yeah, I don't do well with micromanaging. It's not, I believe that each person is able to regulate themselves. They know who they are. They know what they're going to do, what they're not going to do. They know what motivates them and what doesn't motivate them. They know what they need to do to get the job done, to cross the finish line, to say, yes, we've successfully done what we've needed to do. Now, is that everybody? No, some people you really literally have to hold their hand for each phase and each step until they become comfortable to do it on their own. But taking this test will point that right out to you. It's the same as when you take the values determination test. It's going to show you where you're ranking high in your values. This is showing you where you rank high in your values, as well as your behavior, how you adapt to it, how you process and decision make. What do you consider cautious, not cautious? This is a little bit more detailed, but nonetheless, testing yourself from time to time is a good way to keep yourself abreast of where you're at and where you can stand to some room for improvement. We're all about improving our lives, becoming better, because we want to win. We want to win in life and win in business. Yes, we were born winners. However, life has a way, through experiences, sometimes chipping away at that winning person or that champion within yourself. And we want you to win as a champion. Okay, there we go. I feel like I was like up here. But anyway, we want you to win as a champion. And how do you win? You win by building a better you. Start with you, and the rest will follow. When you start working on you, you focus on you, what you need to do for your life, and put that in motion. It's going to do two of one thing. It's either going to draw people to you, or it's going to repel people from you. Those that repel from you, they're not your people. Just know that they're not your people. So don't be trying to hold on to them. If they going this way, let them go that way. Sometimes people have to go that way to come back around and be like, you know what? What you were saying, I think I think I'm ready. Everybody's not ready, but those that are for you and they're ready, they're going to come ready. because they're going to have an idea of who they are, what it is that they want out of their life, what is it that they're going to do to contribute to the world and their life, and they're going to kind of have an idea of how they could do it. They might need some help along the way to kind of mold it and shape it the way it is. They might need someone to ask them harder questions. That was something that I shared with you guys early on, and as we started this, is knowing the right questions to ask, or even just being brave enough to say, I don't know what question is the right question to ask. Start there, and then kind of feel your way through it to see what's going through. You might be asking yourself questions, but maybe those questions aren't strong enough to break through what it is holding you back. It may not be strong enough to break that limiting belief of that story that you're telling yourself on a daily basis. So you want to make sure that you are setting yourself up to win. You want to be able to look at your own self-assessment, see where you are at. Where are you at? Where you want to go? What is it going to take for you to get to where you're trying to go? Then if you are working with people, or you're a part of a family structure, because we talk about family over everything. It's not just what we say, it's what we do. And as a family structure, being a matriarch, your job is to not only know what you're doing and how you're moving and shaking, and how your interaction with those around you, your loved ones, are doing. It's also to kind of keep an eye on everyone else to make sure that they're doing the right things, and that they're in the safe environments, and that they're moving in a positive, productive manner. And it's so funny because on Sunday, Pastor T.D. Jakes talked about all of this, getting over the challenges in your life, coming together as family, and getting past some of those things that tend to trip us up. And just remember that when you're pointing a finger at someone else, there's three fingers pointing at you. So make sure that you are doing what you need to do before you try to break someone else down. Our words are very powerful, and they can either heal or hurt someone. And if you love your family, we don't want to hurt them. We got to tell them the truth. Sometimes you just got to tell them the truth. And sometimes the truth hurts. You know, and everybody is not open and accepting to the truth. Timing is everything. Telling someone about themselves is probably not a good time to tell them that in front of the whole family. Pull them aside to a private area. Try to talk to them privately to the side if you can, to try to help them out. Same thing in the workplace. Same thing if you're on a team. You know, public humiliation never works. Although some people think that it does, it really doesn't. It just, if someone is already feeling less than, and then you publicly humiliate me, or you publicly try to break me down, is that going to draw me to you? Is that going to make me feel like I can count on you, or you're someone that I could come to if I had questions where I needed some help? For me, probably not. I would probably figure it out on my own. You know, and for other people, it would just make them quit, period. Like they don't want no parts of none of it. You know, so it's a fine, thin line in addressing issues, because it's so much. We come with so much. When people see us, they see us physically, what we stand and what we represent. They may judge us from how we look, how we talk, how we present ourselves to the world. But at the end of the day, no one else's judgment of you means anything. The most important person's judgment of you is you. What do you think about you? How do you feel about your life? You know, others can give you tips and tell you some things that can help you along the way. Now, don't get me wrong. There's a difference between someone pulling your coattail to say, listen, you keep moving like that, it's not going to be good for you. I need you to switch it over. I need you to change it up a bit and move in this fashion. is different than someone coming and breaking you down, as a person, telling you what you're not, or, breaking you down as your character, um, who you are, how you move. That's a touchy subject for me. I don't really like to get to that part because I believe in empowering people with positivity. Yes, we all have negative things in us and we have negative ways that we act. We're not always right. And that's the beautiful thing about life is you don't always have to be right. A big part of it is just to enjoy the life experiences that we have. But I believe that you get more bees with honey than you do with vinegar. So I believe that positive reinforcement is the key, not only for our children, but for each member of our family to get them to start thinking about better ways to live their life. Who are they? Who are they being right now? Who would they like to be? Because we all want to be something. We all want to be somebody. If we're not already privy to the knowledge and the relationship of knowing that we are born someone, we are powerful, we are created uniquely and designed uniquely from our creator. That's why none of us are all the same. That's why we don't think the same. That's why we don't feel the same. Our fingerprints are different. Nobody on this earth has the same fingerprints. So don't take your life so seriously. Just learn how to become one in your own skin. Learn how to become a better you in every aspect of your life and accept you for who you are, and it'll be easier for others to accept who you are as well. I hope that this was I hope this was empowering for you. I want to thank you for allowing me to show some vulnerability and show you some of the insides of some of the things that I'm doing to become better, to get better and improving in my life, to become better not only in my life personally, but professionally, all around the board, health-wise, all that. So with that being said, I just want to say I always get stunned at the end. That's probably why I can't close nobody, because I get stunned at the end. Like I get to talking and I'm like, after that, it's up to you. I just provide the information. It's up to you. I feel that anyone that I come in contact with, if I provide you the information that you need, that you will be able to make a well-sound decision for yourself. An informed person makes informed decisions. So that's why I don't really know how to, what they call, close, because pretty much you have to close yourself. I had to close myself. I had to decide where my strengths were, where my weaknesses were, where I was in my life, where I wanted to see where I was going in my life. What did I want? Because um, my life was changing. My life was in transition already when all of this started. So changes were coming already, but I had to make a decision as to what part of the changes that I actually could control, and deciding to um, build a business, learning about business, learning how to set up the framework and a structure and a foundation of my business. Um, all takes time, and it took time. And now, as we are looking to expand and we're looking to onboard new team members, and we're looking to, help other people to improve their lives in whatever area that they want to improve their lives. But if it's in your health, and health was one of my issues as well. Maintaining mental health, making sure that I stayed in the right frame of mind, making sure that I was getting the proper nutrition and vitamins, minerals that I needed to help my body to not be tired, and to be fueled to do what I needed to do on a daily basis. Learning how to combat depression, and well, I call it the sadness. since I was diagnosed with mild depression. So I call it the sadness. So I have to pay attention to how I'm feeling, what triggers what are the triggers that might cause me to rant back to that? Is it something in my environment? Is it something that I need to clear up, clean up, move out, get rid of, not be a part of, no longer participate in certain things? So there's so many things that you're building in yourself, as well as you're building your business. And then before you start adding people, and I'm going to say this before I start adding people, because I can only speak for me. I know that if I'm not right, and I add you 9 times out of 10, if I'm not right, you're not going to be right. And I want to be right. I want to be in the right frame of mind, the right state of health. I want to be open and available to listen so that I can hear exactly what your dreams are, because your dreams are so important. It's not so much about making the business a success as it is helping someone else become a success in their own life. I've been on this journey for quite some time and in the field over 25 years of helping people. And one thing I've found is that the journey of helping people, sometimes our interaction is limited. We can have anywhere from a year to 2 years together before we are going to separate and go our own ways. It's what we do within that year and 2 years to help give you the building blocks that you need to build your life for the path that your life is going on. I'm already clearly living my life. I'm building the building blocks, knocking down obstacles as I go along. I can share how I've done things and gotten over things in life, how I did them, but how I did them, you try it and it may not necessarily work for you the way that it worked for me. So it's very important for me to know that those that interact with me, that I know you somewhat, that I get an idea and a feel for you, to know what ways to help you learn and help yourself in your building blocks for your life, in your dreams. It's an amazing experience to see someone come in at ground zero, and by the time they leave you, they're at an 8 or a 10, and they're ecstatic about their life, and they are committed to the change that they signed up for. They are excited about the changes that are taking place in their life, and they clearly make a decision to never go back to the old ways. They work very hard towards the new ways and building more and more. And as they build more and more, it doesn't mean that they don't go through life challenges. It's just that they pick up the tools and the skills that help them to navigate through them. What used to destroy them in the past does not destroy them in the future. They put their armor on and they can withstand any storm that comes their way, because everything in life is temporary. It's how we perceive it, how we look at it. Is it destroying us or is it building us? There's some that's right now sitting in a situation from some things that you have done or may not have done, but you relate to it in some kind of way that's got you sitting down right now. And I want to tell you this, something that I would tell my clients when I worked in the field. You do the time. Do not allow the time to do you. We all have a learning experience and a learning curve that we have to go through. You might dodge and duck some things, but then there's a time where you have to come and you have to answer for what it is that you do. And if you're answering for what it is that you do, because we all answer for what we do, including me. If I don't come and produce and do things to move myself forward, to position myself better for my future, I won't have a future, because it doesn't happen if I don't get up and do it. The same thing for you. Even if you're sitting still right now and life as you know it is not the life that you once lived, I want you to really, really think. Don't think about where you are right now. Don't think about what got you there. Some of that stuff, you need that. Think about where you are. Think about what got you there. Think about where you're going to be going when all this is over with. You might have to pay the piper, but once you pay the piper, what are you doing with your time? What are you doing with yourself while you are sitting down, having this time to think? If you're sitting there thinking that you're done for, my life is over, it's not going to be much, then I guess what? That's probably going to be the outcome. But if you are sitting there and you're thinking that my life is worth something, my future is worth something, where I am right now is where I am planted, to be watered, to be cultivated, to be renewed. Renew your mind, renew your body, renew your soul. God gives us all a chance. We don't always make the right decisions. And what if God was so harsh as some of us, like, if one and done, I'm over, it's over it. No, God never says he's over it. He's always there. Take this time in your not so good period and start creating some good. You can write a book. You can begin doing a whole lot of things, taking a course, a class, something that's going to build you a skill or something that's going to help you to, get a hand up when you come, when you're ready to present yourself to the world, that you can stand confidently and present yourself to the world, knowing that we all learn from our mistakes. We don't have to repeat them. You only repeat them if you choose. If you choose to learn a lesson the first time, 9 out of 10, the lesson is going to show up again. I don't know about you, but I don't like to repeat things too many times, although I've had to take algebra 3 times. But it's okay. The third time I passed it with a D. So listen, you don't have to be excellent. You don't have to be numero uno. You just have to be you. Know what it is that you want out of your life and continue to work for it. Sometimes life gives us interruptions. Sometimes life disrupts our life. And when it does, we have the power to make the decision as to whether we're going to allow it to destroy us and hold us back and keep us stagnated in one place, or are we going to fight like hell, pardon my French, and fight for numero uno, fight for you. Make sure that you are filling your brain with positive things, doing positive things. You're only stuck and limited if you allow yourself to be stuck and limited. God gave you so many gifts and talents. We don't use them all. And I know I'm not using all of mine, even though I'm using some. I'm still tapping into some of the powers that I have. So it's never over. This is just a setback is for you to have a stronger comeback. And if you want a stronger comeback, you know this going to require a lot of work. It's going to require you to change some of your behaviors, some of the things that you think about, some of the things that you do. Because if you don't, you know what they say insanity is, right? Insanity is doing the same things over and over and over again, expecting a different result. But if you continue to do the same things over and over again, you're going to get the same result. Make today the day that you take a good look at your life. Where in your life is it that you need to do an assessment? Maybe do an audit on your own self. do an audit on either your team member, family members, people that you surround yourself with. Take an audit. Are they doing the things that you want to be doing that's going to propel you into your future? You want to develop a better you because nobody else can do it but you. You want to look at your personal goals. What are they? What do you need to put in place to begin to start making them happen? You might even want to either set up your own workshop, or maybe you might want to attend some workshops, or maybe you want to sign up for some extra learning, higher learning, extracurricular learning, something. You want to start getting in the environments that's going to help you to grow. You want to have a game plan for your life. You don't want to just be out here just lifing and living life, living life on life terms. We all live life on life terms, but you want to have some sort of plan for your life. What is your game plan for your life? How are you going to get that ball, your life, from where you are over that goal on the other side? You want to have a game plan for that. And you want to make a commitment. You want to make a commitment to yourself, first of all, that you want to become better, that you want more for your life, and start identifying where you want to be better at, where do you want to become better, who do you want to become, what steps is it going to take for you to become that person? You want to start writing these things down. We got 2 weeks before New Year, so we got time to work through some of these things. You're not going to work it all out by January, but you're getting started. And this is how we get started. Taking a full assessment of ourselves, taking an assessment and audit of who we are putting ourselves around, who we are around, taking an assessment of the resources, assets and resources that you have. Developing a better you takes time, knowing that, being able to identify what areas you want to become better in, getting your personal goals in order, attending workshops and or continual learning or higher learning educations to improve yourself. You want to look at your vision. What is your life vision? What's the vision that you have for your life? Then you want to build a game plan. You want to make a commitment. And then guess what, guys? You got to make a decision. You got to make a decision. You got to make a decision. Do you have any special interests or interactive things that for your own self-assessment? I just share with you mine, right? So you want to look at all of these things and you want to make a decision and start taking action to help you. We all wish we had a magic wand where we could spin it around and somebody comes in and, makes all the bad stuff, all the pain go away. I know I'm highly animated and I love Walt Disney and I love all the Walt Disney movies and I just love how all the things just work out in life. But in life, sometimes it's challenges. You go through challenges too. But you got to keep yourself in a mindset that you got this, that you're going to make it over through anything that comes your way. Because what doesn't kill you definitely makes you stronger. You want to know who you are before you expose yourself to other people. You want to know where you are now, and you want to make a list of the goals that you see yourself in 1 year. Where you are today, write down where you are today, and where do you want to be in 1 year from now, 365 days? Where do you want to be in 365 days from today? Is your life going to look the same or is it going to be different? Only you can decide that. But you got to write it down. I want you to write it down. I want you to start doing the work. And when you get clear there, then we can kind of move into some other areas. But the first thing is to take your self-assessment. Who are you? You know, who are you? What do you do? And how do you contribute to the world that you live in? And are you making a difference? Are you making a difference in your own life? 9 out of 10, if you're making a difference in your own life, others are watching you and you're inspiring them to continue to go on and do what they need to do in their life. A lot of times people don't even tell you they admire you, but they're watching you. They're seeing what you're doing. And they might be a little nervous to take that first step to begin. Show them that that first step's not that hard. It's going to require some work. It's going to require that. It's not going. This is not an assignment that you can do in one day, and you think that it's going to. Oh, the magic answer is going to show up. It's not. This is an assignment that you do periodically. I like to do mine every 6 months. I like to take a look every 60 to 90 days, 6 months. You know, somewhere in there. Every 3 months, every 6 months. Kind of like to gauge it, to see where I'm at, what I've done, how much more I gotta do, where am I going, and how pieces are moving together. Sometimes I know what the outcome is, and sometimes I have no idea. Sometimes I'm just going at it blindly and just hoping that it lands where I need it to land. But I know I'm not alone in that either. It's just part of the process. But I want you to begin to start looking at your life and seeing where you want to go. No matter where you are right now, everything in life is temporary. You were born a winner from the time you were conceived in your mother's womb. You have all that you need inside of you to become a success. Whether you're aware of your adaptive behaviors or your natural behaviors, where you fall, are you a high D, a high D, a high I, a high S, a high C in your life? What is your perception of who you are? Who are you being? Who are you becoming? Who do you want to become? And if you're not successful in your life, or you feel as though you're not successful in your life, what is it that would make your life more successful? What do you think would make your life more successful? So with that being said, I'm gonna leave my trusty board here with you guys. As you see, it says trust the process. Trust your process. Have faith. Step out in faith and go on and begin to start mapping out this life that you want to live. Pretty exciting. It's a lot of hard work, but it's exciting. It's worth it because guess what? After you put all your hard work in, it's like, how can I say it? What's the greatest thing that you could think of? Whatever the greatest thing is for you. Imagine something that you've been working on for so long, whether it's going to get your college degree, keep buying your first home, maybe possibly building it from the ground up, getting your first car, all these things, all the first, they have some work involved in them. And what would make your life feel like a success? If you did what? What do you need to do to make your life a success? All right, well, happy Tuesday, guys. This was a pretty long one. Not sure if it's going to be any more coming behind us as we are getting into the holiday season, and everybody needs a break. Everybody needs a time to fall back, regroup, get your mind right, clear things so that you can move forward, so that you can build your own creativity inside of you, sometimes sitting silent, not so much sitting silent, but sometimes just taking the time to remove yourself from all the hustle bustle and allowing yourself to hear your own thoughts helps a lot. It helps tremendously in opening up your mind to the possibilities that you can live the life that you desire to live through the creations that you contribute to your life every day. So, with that being said, guys, you know me, gotta live life, gotta love it. What's the point in living this life if you're not having fun, right? Gotta have some fun, gotta make it work. So with that being said, have a wonderful, blessed, amazing week, guys. We're almost here to Santa Claus coming. Hope you're not like me. Hope you're not getting a bag of coal. But if you are, have some fun with that coal, okay? It's all right, guys. Have a wonderful, blessed, amazing week and go out here and be awesome and amazing because only you can do it. No one else can. Okay.